Well, hello, friends. Good to see you. We've got a little bit of Genesis to do today. You got to hit the right button in order to start the stream. Yeah, the fun of quarantine, the gift of quarantine is what we're going for. Yeah, so away we go. We'll wait for some folks to show up. Hi, Gene. The Lord be with you. Some other folks. Yeah, that's going to work. We're good. A couple of places I need to go in order to lock down the... hey, T. The Lord be with you. We are all in this together here. Hi, Joel. The Lord be with you. Steve, good to see you. Your wonderful viewing pleasure is the small room in which I'm going to be living in, or am living in currently. Genesis 49. This is a discussion. It's not a monologue, and so I invite you to participate by asking questions, making comments in the channel. I will see them as the best I can, and then I will respond to them as best I can. Hey, Pastor Ray, good to see you. If I seem a little dragging today, a little tired, a little stuffed up. I might be getting the Rona. We'll see. I think it's just a matter of time when you're in 900 square feet and there's 5 of you. Jacoby, good to see you. Colonel Davis, good to see you. Judy, good to see you. Thor in the house. Hey, buddy. Everybody's looking for you. There you are. Nice catch, dude. Good to see all of you. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. All right, so keep us in your prayers, especially Sophia. Yeah, this thing's going to go right through our house. But then we'll be better afterwards. We're just going to be fine. We ended with Jacob's blessing of Joseph and his sons. And now Jacob is near death. Yeah, away we go. Chapter 49. Jacob called his sons and said, "Gather yourselves together that I may tell you what shall happen to you in the days to come." Now, this is some really hard Hebrew, which is what's going to come on from now on. He's going to roll through all his sons, and he's going to gift them. And in that gift is going to be some blessings. And in those blessings are going to be some words of judgment, depending on the kid. And so, you're not getting me. Isn't that great that you don't get me? That's not cool at all. There I am. Yay! All right. They're not giving hydroxychloroquine. We're going to do some zinc, though. All right. Now we're together. Let's roll. Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn. My might or my strength. My first, my might, my strength, the first fruits of my strength. Okay. Preeminent in dignity and preeminent in power. So you are you're it, kid. You're the one. Number one son. But you are as reckless or boiling over as water, which is a great. You shall not have the top spot, because you went after your father's bed and then defiled it. He went up to my couch. So remember that Reuben hubba-hubbed his father's shouldn't have done that. He has incest with Bilhah, which Pastor Finker did when he did chapter 35. And he also failed to rescue Joseph. And so when the blessings are coming out, Reuben, who should be first, should be the line, should be the number one. Hi, Sue. The Lord be with you. Didn't see you down there. He did all. He was unstable or boiling over like water. He's not. His heart's in the right place, but he just doesn't get it done, and he does evil things. It's pretty gross what he did with Bilhah, and he failed to rescue Joseph. I like also that he tried to offer his sons as sort of for Benjamin. None of this is kosher. Kosher, get it? None of this is kosher. Do you see what never mind. And so that's not going to work. Not good. So you do not get the top spot. In fact, Reuben is Reuben's tribe, although he's the oldest, is not that great. Not that great at all. Not that great at all. What do we got here? Lutheran Church in Jordan. We'll be praying for you. Hi, Leanne. Thanks for checking on us, Leanne. I hope that Coach is doing well. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Now we remember what Levi and Simeon did. Remember, they participated in the Shechem slaughter. That was, again, handled by Pastor Finker. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. A few chapters ago. So Simeon and Levi are brothers. Weapons of violence are their swords, and so they're together. They're together in their violence. I don't know where the top of my cup is. That's a problem. The most maddening thing about this is losing stuff when you're only in one room. So I could basically just go out, get food, come back in. It's almost like Count of Monte Cristo. I got to make sure my plate is there to get the thing. But the sad thing is, like, I'm losing stuff in a room that I'm never leaving. It's just madness. And also just sort of waiting to get sick. And I'll be honest with you, not feeling too hot today. Simeon and Levi are brothers, but we're going to step it up here and get a little high energy here. We don't want to be a sleepy Borghardt. So we're going to step this up. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Weapons of violence are their swords. Let my soul come not into their counsel. O my glory, be not joined to their company. So what Simeon and Levi did, Dad wants nothing to do with. And so Jacob says, look, I don't want my memory to be what you did to Shechem. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want that to be what's going on with me. That's not what I want. That's not what I need. And so, for in their anger, they killed men, and in their willfulness, they hamstrung oxen. They went through and they just slayed the Shechemites. And Dad wants nothing to do with it. Dad doesn't want his glory connected to that. To hamstring the oxen of Shechem was to kill their prince. So like you'll see the NIV text note there says that the study Bible text note says that they, like the prince is referred to like an ox. An ox is as strong, even our president loves to talk about how strong he is, strong like an ox, And here, like if you hamstring an ox, it's no good. So they killed the leader of Shechem, and also though they may have actually, like, not only killed the people but killed the animals too in their rage. It's sort of they Anakin Skywalkered Shechem, and so that's no good. That's not good at all. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. So remember, like, the two brothers, the violent brothers, Simeon is pretty much swallowed up into Judah, and Levi has no land. They're the priests. And so, like, when the blessing's getting given out, Reuben, nada, you're not going to be impressive. Simeon and Levi, you're not going to get what you deserve because of your sin. Well, I mean, you're not going to get what you should get because of your sin, and I don't want anything to do with what you've done. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it is cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. By this point, you're like, well, does he give any blessings out that are good? Yeah. It's 19%. Jewish jokes. Yes. I need to figure out which tribe I'm from. My 6%. 3% plus or minus 3% is 6% if you're positive. Judah is a lion's cub. You should think of when you think of now you're finally getting to Judah, and Judah is the land of promise. You should think of Judah like a little cub, like Lion King. What's the name of the cub in Lion King? Simba. He just can't wait to be king. You should just Lion's Club. It's got all the bravery, all the pomp, all the gold, all the boldness, he's got it all. And he's it. Yeah, thanks, Eric. Sorry, the Sudafed's got me a little slow today. But he's got all that sort of, he's like a football player ready to go, and he's like ready to sort of come out of the tunnel, and he's just ready to go. I said ready to go a couple of times, didn't I? I think he's ready to go. Judah is the line. Judah is where the promise is coming out of. And so everything that you hear from Judah is fulfilled in Christ. From the pray, my son, you have gone up. Judah is he is the prey, he stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as a lioness, who dares rouse him? The Lion of the tribe of Judah is Jesus. And this is fulfilled in Jesus. So, if you're looking at this like, well, what happens when Judah sort of falls off the face of the earth when they're conquered? The fulfillment is Christ. Christ is the fulfillment. He is the King. King of kings and Lord of lords. Hey, buddy, you back there? You sleeping? Cat him. Can you see him? He's back there. He's just laying down. He doesn't particularly care what's going on. All right. This is important. If you didn't understand, and this is really hard Hebrew, so if you didn't understand anything of what happens in the rest of the chapter, and I'll be honest with you, there are parts in this where I'm just going to go, because the Hebrew is really hard. This is the important part. The rest tells the history of the children of Israel, their tribes and the like, but this is about Jesus. And Eric, you're right. And he shall reign forever and ever. He stooped down, he crouched down as a lion, and as a lioness, who dares to rouse him? Good thing you guys are far, far away, as I just sprayed the screen. I hope that's the scepter. The scepter shall not pass from the rod. The rod shall not depart from Judah. The ruler's staff from between his feet until tribute comes to him. Tribute there is an interesting this is Luther, because I don't think tribute's a good thing for it. I'm not really a big fan of that. There's a until Shiloh comes. So as I look at the Hebrew, I'm like, that's not tribute. That's the proper noun Shiloh, which is rest or peace. And that should tell you really what's going on here, shouldn't it? The ruler will not depart. The scepter, the ruling, the kingship will not depart from Judah. The ruler's staff from his feet. No. Until Shiloh comes to him. What does that mean, that Shiloh's going to come to him? Well, we're looking for somebody who's going to rule in peace. Here's Luther from the Study Bible. Today, thanks to the blessing of God, we enjoy the completely clear light of the gospel by which the word, Shiloh, is cleared up and explained as meaning the Son of the Virgin and a God at the same time. And to him shall be the obedience of the people. So Judah, although fourth in the list, is it. He's the promise. The promise goes through him. And even though Jacob could have made reference to the Tamar episode, but he doesn't. God deals with Judah by grace. Judah, from him comes Jesus, the Prince of Peace, until Shiloh comes to him. And in Jesus comes the obedience of the peoples. They did not conquer. What was the poem? They were all looking for a king to slay their foes and lift them high, but thou camest a little baby thing that made a woman cry. Forgot who the... That is the sound of me typing as I'm trying to remember who wrote that. That's George MacDonald. Okay. So they were all looking for a king to slay their foes and lift them high, but thou camest a little baby thing that made a woman cry. In Revelation, which we're doing on Sunday morning, In Revelation, we'll get to a woman chased by a dragon. She gives birth. That's Jesus. This is Jesus here. This is Jesus here. Binding his foal to the vine and his donkey's colt to choice vine. This is an interesting thing. He washed his garments in wine and his vesture in the blood of grapes. So grapes are supposed to symbolize this sort of everything is going to work out, is wealth and riches and the like. Grapes are supposed to symbolize that. And here you've got and usually you would do what around a vineyard. You would put a fence around it so that the animals don't go walking up to the grapes. But they're so rich. They are so rich. They are so rich in Jesus. You are so rich. You are so rich that you're taking baths in $100 bills. I mean, that's what this is. I mean, you're Scrooge McDuck in it. You're swimming in gold coins. In the forgiveness of your sins. In the forgiveness of your sins. Don't miss this. Your life in Christ is so wonderful, so marvelous, that his garments are washed in wine and his vestments in the blood of grapes. His vesture in the blood of grapes. So there's like no end to the celebration, to the party, which is in Christ. His eyes are darker than wine. And there the text note says grape and wine imagery is common in describing wealth. In describing joyful salvation of the Masonic age. So like the idea that everything is going to be a land flowing with milk and honey, you know what I mean? Is what really is going on here. Is what really is going on here. And that's you in Christ. And Judah being the line. So we see the blessing, notice just the length of the blessing in comparison to the other ones. I mean, it's the little one, Reuben, Levi, and Simeon are together. And Simeon just gets swallowed up by Judah. And then Judah, long paragraph. It just tells you. And not because Judah is so great, remember Tamar, but because of Christ and what Christ did and how Christ saves and what Christ does for you with his holy life and his bitter sufferings and death. You read this, you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to wash my clothes in I'm going to wash my clothes in gold. I'm going to wash, in fine stuff. Am I going to sort of if you wash your garments in grapes, they're going to be gross. They're going to be that's sort of like washing your garments in blood. These are they who've come out of the great tribulation. They have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Love it. Good stuff. Love it. His eyes darker than wine, his teeth whiter than milk. Look, in the ancient world, white teeth, that's rare. Look, I mean, first of all, sidebar on what I think of dentists. You're a raging anti-dentite. No, I think you should take a moment and understand that when you go to the dentist, you are experiencing what amounts to be a law moment. I brush my teeth every day, okay? And usually before I twice a day. Floss. I use the flossers. You do the same thing too. And usually I before going to the dentist, I'll fast because I'll brush my teeth twice. And before going to the dentist, you brush and floss better than you've ever brushed and flossed before. Because they see everything. It's like Toy Story. We toys see everything. God, they see everything. You know? I mean, they see everything. And, you know, last few years, no cavities. And the last dentist in McHenry that I had, he said, you know, if you keep your regular scheduled checkups, you're not going to have any more cavities. And probably never for the rest of your life. And that's probably because, you know, the cavities that I had were filled and the like. And so, but the dentist goes in there and they see everything that's going on with your teeth. All the imperfections. You know what I mean? And like, although you're not supposed to pick at teeth, what do? They pick at your teeth because they're the professionals. And they clean them up, you know. And like, as I've gotten older, I get, this is old man Borghardt time with you. Usually I would just eat and no problem. But now my mouth is sort of expanded and I get like patches of, I can spend a lot of time back here getting the chunks of meat out of there. And because they see everything. They see everything. Because your teeth, when you like, have you ever like woken up and seen your teeth a different color in the morning? You brush them, and then all that does is make them that color, and the white where you've like, you know, sort of taken the iron wool to them. Here, Judah is said that his teeth will be white, which is, you know, just like, okay, what does that mean? Well, it means that eyes darker than wine, like this is Messiah language. Teeth whiter than milk. No need for the crest darkening strips. You leave for a while, Cindy. You can come back, and you never know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I mean, welcome back to the dance. You know what I'm saying? It's dentist time with Borghardt. This is so important. Judah, this isn't going to happen without divine stuff. I mean, if you don't go to the dentist, your teeth are going to end up at the end of your life looking like your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Large gaps missing and the like. And here, perfect teeth in the ancient world, unheard of. Unheard of. So, this is about the Messiah. The text, Cindy, the text. How did he end up talking about the dentist? His eyes darker than wine, his teeth whiter than milk. What am I going to do with you people? I'm just going to love you and we're just going to keep going. We're not going to go long today because I don't want to run up against, there may be a internet blip that occurred yesterday at the 40-minute mark. And so we're going to round this thing out. And I'm going to ask, because this Hebrew is so hard, I'm going to phone a friend and ask for Tuesday to be covered by the dean. There'll be no Bible class on Monday, and there'll be no Bible class tomorrow. I'm going to teach the Bible class on Sunday morning for my congregation from the bunker, but don't say anything political. But I'm confined to quarters. I don't ever come out of my room, but and then also I'd like to get a Tuesday off because I'm if I'm not really feeling too sharp now, I'm pretty certain that I'm not going to feel too sharp on Tuesday. Zebulun shall dwell at the shore of the sea. And that is where Zebulun ends up. They got the seesaw. Try to say that 3 times fast. He shall become a haven for ships, and his borders shall be at Sidon. So, yeah. And if you're looking at a map, let's see if we can get that to come up. And I'll move this up here so you can see it. There's Sidon. And this region right here is Zebulun. Let's see if there's another map down here with the tribes. Excuse me. Nope. So, oops. That should help you out there. So you pictures. Look at me. It's a stereophonic multimedia extravaganza. That's a bed sheet and a projector. Zebulun shall dwell at the shore of the sea. He shall become a haven for ships, and his borders shall be at Sidon. Issachar is a strong donkey. Crouching between the sheepfolds. That's an odd. Between saddlebags. He saw that a resting place was good and that the land was pleasant, so he bowed his shoulder to bear and become a servant at forced labor. And this tells you about Issachar. Issachar would rather be a servant than give up his stuff. True story here. True story here. True story here. This is the future. Issachar has great land. It's great stuff. Very rich. Very, very rich. But they love their riches so much that they'd rather be in servitude than to give up their stuff. We'll probably have that problem in America pretty soon. He saw that a resting place was good and that land was pleasant, and he bowed his shoulder to bear and became a servant in forced labor. Whew. Knocking. So that tells you. So we've got Reuben, who's not going to get preeminence because of his stunts when he was the 2 boys, Levi and Simeon, who aren't going to do well either. They're going to be spread. Simeon will be swallowed up by Judah, and Levi has no land. Judah, who's the big deal because of Jesus. Judah is not judged for her sins. For his sins. Instead, he's the line. He's going to rule. And he shall reign forever and ever. Thanks. Thank you. That brings us to Issachar, who loves his stuff so much and his rich land that he has. And he'd rather be a servant than that. I want to get half of the tribes done. So Dan shall judge his people. I might do Tuesday. We'll see if the dean's available. I don't want to draft the dean before. Dan shall judge his people. Well, let's see. Who do we know from the tribe of Dan who is a judge? That's an odd thing to have that sort of that word there. That word is going to show up later. And who do we know from who's a judge? And the answer here is not Judge Dredd. I am the law. Drop your weapons and prepare to be judged. No. Who do we know from the tribe of Jan who is going to judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel? Dan shall be a serpent in the way, a viper by the path that bites the horse's heels so the rider falls backwards. I wait for your salvation, O Lord. Who does that sound like? I'm going to give you a hint. Long-haired. Delilah. Got it yet? Waiting for the answer. Come on, you can do it. I changed the screen so you wouldn't be able to see the text. No, come on, you can do it. Who is from the tribe of Dan? What famous judge? Do 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 boom boom. The answer is, oh, there they come. I'm sorry, Eric and Cheryl, but your answer should have been in the form of a question. Who is Samson? Excellent. Well done. This verse is all about Dan is known by Samson. The serpent in the way, the viper in the path is all this. You see in the Luther stuff here that Samson fulfilled the blessing of Dan. So this blessing is like Dan is known by the hero of Dan, which is Israel. Samson. And Samson does all of that. And now that we've done, I think, 6 sons, little quick prayer. I wait for your salvation, O Lord. I wait for your salvation, O Lord. All right. So before we go, sorry we only did 17 verses, but this is the most you're going to get from me when I'm feeling... I strongly think it. Oh, I see what you did there, Nathan. You and the internet today. I want to direct your attention to the announcement that went out a couple of days ago about the new confirmation materials. Free. Did I say free? Free. Free like the gospel. Free like the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Free. Did I say free? It's free. Confirmation materials. Look, you may not know this, but pastors, we are not trained to teach youth. We're just not. We're trained to teach adults. And when I became a youth pastor, I was called. That was my first call as a youth pastor to Conroe, Texas. I served there for 10 years. And I went to one of my professors and I was like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to do this. How am I going to... I have no training to teach youth. He told me to get involved in a youth group, a youth organization known as Higher Things. But also, he gave me wise words of wisdom about how to teach youth. That was basically, well, I'm not gonna tell you everything, but we have 3 lessons already posted. One of the things about youth leaders and pastors and the like is finding good materials. And what I ended up doing my first few years is taking good materials from Peter Bender and adapting them to teach young people. It was, and that was, I mean, that was really, it was really difficult. And so it's been a goal of it for us to produce good materials, and that's what you're going to get from Higher Things. Videos, PowerPoints. They're zoomable and the like. There's 3 done and 38 to go. And what's great about these materials, and what I want to make sure that you understand what's great about these, because we're going to field test them at Immanuel, is they're the culmination, they're the merging, they're the joining of both teacher and pastor. So they're lessons written by pastors and then adapted to be youth-friendly by teachers. Think about that. Bible, catechism, hymnal, slides, video, audio, online games. There it is. Sandra Mann. It's like she's the media exec. And that's it. I mean, if you think about it, you like I'm not going to be, I don't know how to teach kids. Well, don't worry. The expert teachers have taken what the pastor wants to get taught and merged those 2 things together. And what better than Higher Things to provide that, because we're a youth organization. We know how to teach young people. So go to Higher Things and get them. Keep my family in your prayers, as somebody here tested positive to COVID and my oldest son isn't feeling well. And to be honest with you, I'm not. But it's hard to tell whether or not I'm feeling sick or if it's just allergies. And so because there's a lot of dust, I was cleaning a lot. And so, but Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel, and same good materials as we will continue going through Genesis. En route to, drum roll please, we'll do the Gospel of John after this. We will do the Gospel of John next. And that is in preparation for a Higher Things Bible study on the book of, well, if you do John, then you want to do another book later on. But first John. First we will do the Gospel of John. Have a great day, and I will see you. Keep me in your prayers. Keep my family in your prayers. I will see you soon. A blessed day to you all.